Okay, let's jump into this. It's really quite something when you think about it, isn't it? How no matter who you are, king or commoner, we all share these basic, fundamental human things: birth, death,
Hmm.
the whole journey.
Right. It's a universal starting point.
Exactly. And our source material today really leans into that right from the get-go. There's this uh, powerful quote: "I too am immortal, the same as all the rest," describing being formed in the womb, breathing the common air, crying that first cry. The stuff everyone goes through.
It's very grounding. And then it makes that point sharp. For no king has any different origin or birth. One is the entry into life for all, and in one same way, they leave it. It really levels the playing field, doesn't it?
Totally. It strips away the status immediately, which is, I think, a fascinating way to introduce our main figure today, King Solomon,
Ah, Solomon, known famously for his wisdom.
right? The legendary wisdom.
Yeah.
But here's the thing for this deep dive. We're not really looking at the legends about him. We want to explore Solomon's own perspective on wisdom. What did it mean to him? Where did he think it came from? How did it, actually affect his life?
We're digging into his personal reflections.
That's it. We're using his own words as our guide here, focusing on what he said about his shared humanity and how he came by this wisdom, not later interpretations, just his account.
Which makes it much more direct, much more personal.
So let's circle back to that first idea, his humility, acknowledging he's just like everyone else. He really hammers this point home. I too am immortal. He talks about the 10-month gestation, being molded, breathing that air, falling on the earth, wailing. It's so visceral.
It is. And you have to ask, why start there? Why establish that common ground so firmly before talking about wisdom?
Good question. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, maybe it suggests that true wisdom isn't about feeling superior or inherently special. It seems to grow from recognizing that shared foundation, that common mortal experience. Like maybe that humility is a prerequisite.
But that makes a lot of sense. It's like he's saying, look, I started just like you.
Hmm.
And then comes this big turning point, this moment where he actively goes seeking something more.
Right, the prayer.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He says, therefore I prayed, and prudence was given me. I pleaded, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. So it wasn't just stumbled upon.
No, it was sought, but also, crucially, given. He emphasizes that. Prudence was given, the spirit of wisdom came to him. It wasn't purely his own achievement.
Okay. So this interplay between seeking and receiving. He asks, pleads, but ultimately it's bestowed upon him, like a gift.
Exactly. It points to this idea of a divine source, something beyond just human intellect or effort, a gift received.
And boy, did he value that gift. I mean,
Yeah.
the way he talks about it,
Yeah.
it's put above absolutely everything. He says, I preferred her to scepter and throne, and deemed riches nothing in comparison with her,
That's a huge statement for a king, preferring wisdom over power and wealth.
isn't it? And the comparisons are just stark.
Yeah.
Gold, it's like a bit of sand.
Mhm.
Silver, just mire. I mean, he's really driving home how little material wealth matters next to this wisdom.
And it's not just wealth or power. He goes further. Beyond health and beauty, I loved her, and I chose to have her rather than the light.
Even light. Wow.
Yeah, because, he says, her radiance never ceases. He values its permanence, its inner quality, over even physical well-being or beauty or something as fundamental as light itself. It's a radical reordering of values.
Okay, but here's the twist, right? This is the part that always gets me. He prioritizes wisdom, sets aside riches, and then.
And then. Yet all good things together came to me with her, and countless riches at her hands.
So he gets it all anyway.
It seems so. But notice the connection he makes.
Yeah.
Because wisdom is their leader, though I had not known that she is their mother. It wasn't like a separate reward. It seems he believed wisdom itself brought these other good things.
So it's not like choose wisdom or riches. It's choose wisdom, AD riches might follow. Because wisdom is the source.
That seems to be the idea. Like wisdom is the root, the guiding principle, and other benefits wealth. Good things naturally flow from it. It's a fascinating concept of interconnectedness.
And it wasn't something he kept to himself, this wisdom. He felt compelled to pass it on.
Mm-hmm. He says, sincerely I learned about her, and ungrudgingly do I share her riches I do not hide away. He saw it as something to be distributed freely.
Calling it an unfailing treasure that leads to the friendship of God for those who gain it. So sharing it actually deepens the connection.
Right. It's not diminished by sharing. In fact, sharing seems integral to its nature and its ultimate purpose, that connection with the divine. It's a gift meant to circulate.
No, what about the content of this wisdom? What did it actually allow him to know? It wasn't just like philosophical sayings, was it?
Not at all, according to him. He says God gave him sound knowledge of what exists, and then he lists, well, pretty much everything.
Yeah, the list is incredible. Let me see. The structure of the universe, force of its elements, beginning and the end and the midpoint of times, changes in the sun's course, variations of the seasons, cycles of years, positions of stars.
Keep going. Natures of living things, tempers of beasts, powers of the winds and thoughts of human beings, uses of plants and virtues of roots.
Whatever is hidden or plain, I learned.
Oh.
That's comprehensive.
It really is. It spans cosmology, physics, chronology, astronomy, zoology, psychology, botany. It's an understanding of the entire system, seen and unseen, just immense breadth.
And then he describes wisdom herself, or itself, the quality of it. The adjectives just pour out.
They do. It's quite poetic.
Intelligent, holy, unique, manifold, subtle, agile, clear, unstained, certain, never harmful, loving the good, keen, unhampered, beneficent, kindly.
Firm, secure, tranquil, all-powerful, all-seeing, and pervading all spirits. It's like he's trying to capture something almost alive, almost divine.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like just being smart.
Yeah.
And the metaphors he uses.
Right. Like a breath of the might of God.
Right. And a pure emanation of the glory of the Almighty. Also, the reflection of eternal light, the spotless mirror of the power of God, the image of his goodness.
Yeah.
It really elevates wisdom, connects it directly to God's own nature.
Absolutely. It's portrayed as this active, pure essence flowing from the divine.
And active is the key word, isn't it? It's not passive knowledge. He says, although she is one, she can do all things, and she renews everything while herself perjuring.
And that it passes into holy souls from age to age, producing friends of God and prophets. It's transformative.
And then this line, for God loves nothing so much as the one who dwells with wisdom. That's quite a statement.
It really underscores the significance. It suggests that living with wisdom aligns you with the divine will, makes you favored, even loved by God. It's not just about knowing stuff. It's about a way of being that God cherishes.
He keeps comparing it, too. It's fairer than the sun, better than any constellation of the stars, brighter than light itself. And crucially, wickedness does not prevail over wisdom.
Implying its ultimate power and goodness. And then that final description of its reach. She spans the world from end to end mightily and governs all things well. It's this cosmic ordering principle.
Okay, so that's the sort of grand cosmic view. But he also talks about it really personally, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Almost like a relationship.
Very much so. He uses language of love and courtship. Her I loved and sought after from my youth. I sought to take her for my bride and was enamored of her beauty.
Taking wisdom as his bride? That's intense. It's not just abstract learning. It's a deep personal connection he's describing.
Exactly. It shows a passionate pursuit and intimacy. And he believed this close relationship brought tangible rewards, splendor of companionship with God, a deeper understanding of God, and guidance in his works.
And practical stuff too, right? Not just spiritual insight.
Oh, definitely. He links wisdom directly to producing all desirable things, making one a better artisan. And he explicitly says she teaches key virtues: moderation and prudence, righteousness and fortitude.
So it's the source of skill, virtue, and spiritual connection.
That seems to be the package, yes. He saw it as foundational to living well and effectively in every sense. Plus, it gave him foresight, knowing the past, inferring the future, understanding language, interpreting signs and wonders. Real depth of insight.
And you see this play out in his life, according to his account. It wasn't just theoretical.
No, he says wisdom was his counselor in tough times, his comfort, and the results. Glory among the multitudes, esteem from the elders, even though he was young.
Right, he mentions being keen in judgment and becoming a marvel before rulers. People would actually wait for him to speak.
Imagine that level of respect, rulers hanging on his words. That's the kind of tangible authority and influence he attributed directly to having wisdom.
It gave him, he felt, immortality through memory and the ability to govern peoples and have nations subject to him. A lasting legacy built on wisdom.
A powerful testament to how central he believed wisdom was to his success and impact.
But then after describing all this power, all these benefits, he brings it back around. He reminds himself and us.
That he couldn't have possessed it unless God gave it.
Exactly. And knowing that I could not otherwise possess her unless God gave it. And this too was prudence, to know whose gift she is. I went to the Lord and besought him.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Even the understanding that wisdom is a gift is itself part of wisdom, part of prudence. It circles back to that need for humility and actively seeking it from the divine source through prayer.
So summing up this deep dive,
Yeah.
it feels like the key takeaways are Um, Solomon starting from that place of shared humanity, that common ground.
Right, that humility. Then the act of seeking through prayer, leading to wisdom as a divine gift.
A gift he valued above literally everything else. Power, riches, health, light.
Mm-hmm. And understanding wisdom as this incredibly broad, active, almost divine force that encompasses knowledge of the universe, practical skills, virtue, and spiritual insight.
And which ultimately brought him not just understanding, but also esteem, influence, and paradoxically, all those other good things he hadn't prioritized.
And that crucial final point, recognizing it all, comes as a gift that needs to be sought.
So, thinking about all that, reflecting on Solomon's journey, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it, about our own lives. Where do we look for knowledge, for insight?
Yeah, it poses a question. In our own search for understanding, are we perhaps missing a dimension? Is there a wisdom, in Solomon's sense, connected to humility, perhaps prayer or reflection, recognizing limits that we tend to overlook?
It's definitely food for thought. Thinking about those qualities he ascribed to wisdom being kindly, beneficent, tranquil, loving the good, are those just nice side effects, or are they part of the path to deeper understanding itself?
That's a great question to ponder. Maybe cultivating those attributes isn't separate from gaining wisdom, but actually part of the process. Solomon's account certainly suggests a connection.
It's a perspective that feels both ancient and incredibly relevant. A reminder that true understanding might be richer and deeper than just accumulating facts.
Indeed, a powerful reflection on wisdom that definitely stays with you.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for exploring that with us.